It's back like we never left. It's back like we never left. So thank you for everybody who stayed on to come over from the main channel. Y'all know as soon as I hit the end button, I forgot a story that we didn't talk about, right? But we didn't talk about Gervonta Davis. So we'll have to add him for tomorrow. Gervonta Davis is a wanted man. They said that he assaulted a lady down to the script club, and they have it on camera. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. My bad, y'all. I really, as soon as I hit the button, I was like, oh, but we'll talk about it tomorrow. But we are here to talk about the Married to Medicine season 12, episode 6. So we start off the episode with the ladies meeting up over Quad's house. We have Contessa, we have Quad, we have Angel, and we have Heavenly. So let me start off by saying I feel so bad for Quad because she has to relive this. And the fact that Quad is not currently pregnant sort of tells us how this story is going at this point in time, right? That doesn't mean that Quad can't adopt. That doesn't mean Quad can't get a surrogate. That doesn't even mean that Quad can't try in vitro again and it work, right? All of those things are options, but we know that right now, Quad is not pregnant. And Quad doesn't have a baby as of today. That doesn't mean that the future won't be something different. And so I feel for Quad having to watch these episodes back and have to relive these episodes. But we see that she's back from Ghana. She was able to retrieve, I believe it was 4 healthy eggs. I do not know how old Quad is. She's in her 40s, but maybe closer to 50 though. But I do not know her exact age. I honestly don't. So that I want to say that. So while they're talking, the ladies are talking about that, and Quad is talking about, oh, she's 42 or 43. Okay. I thought she was closer to 50, but she's in her early 40s. Okay. Right, Ravine. Long time no see, right? So while the ladies are talking, Dr. Heavenly once again talks about they get on the conversation of Toya and some of the things that were said back and forth between Toya and Heavenly. Now, from the confessional, it seems like the ladies are defending Toya. From the confessional, it seems like that because Dr. Heavenly is saying that Toya spoke on her son. Contessa and Angel are saying that's not what happened. That's not how it went down in the group chat. But the messages that I saw, to me, it sounds like Toya did make a comment about Heavenly and her son. Like, she didn't come right out and say it, but she said something. She made an allusion about her son. She was born May of 1980, 90, 2000, 2010, 2020. Oh, yeah, she's 46, right? So, yeah, she's closer to 50 than 40. Yeah. And so this is what I'm going to say right here. I know a lot of people don't like Heavenly, right? But when you're going through something with your child, like what Heavenly is going through with her son, and you throw a dig is a dig, that's a dig. And I feel like if it were somebody else, if that had been Simone's son that got arrested and Heavenly had made a dig about her son, I just wonder if people would have had the same energy and making it seem like it wasn't a big deal and what Toya said wasn't that serious. Now, the flip side is, Dr. Heavenly, you finally getting a taste of what it feels like to have your family be a part of a storyline and it don't feel too good. And that's fair. That's fair to say, look, it doesn't feel too good when your family is the storyline. That's fair. But to act like Toya didn't make a dig at Heavenly, I don't think that's fair. I think that's disingenuous. She did. Excuse me. Based on the message that I read, Toya did make a dig. I don't remember exactly what she said, but we talked about it last week. I feel like she did make a dig at Heavenly. Now, like I said last week, I do feel like coming back talking about the size of her man's penis, I do think that was a bit much. But y'all know what they say. Some people say you can't tell somebody how to fight. You know, if you throw a stick, I'm gonna throw a boulder. I mean, you know, it is what it is. Now, what I will say is Dr. Heavenly is learning. Because Carlos asked Dr. Heavenly about King and Quad, and we're going to get to King and Quad in a minute. But Carlos last asked Heavenly on their review of the show. You know, they do it on Patreon, but Carlos puts out clips. And he asked her about King and Quad and how Heavenly felt about what King was saying. And Heavenly said, I love Quad, and I'm not speaking on that. I just want to say I love Quad and I'm going to support my friend. And I said, Heavenly, you are finally getting it. Ding, 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 ding. And what that says to me is you really do love Quad. Because you're finally getting it. Because if y'all pay attention, she won't say nothing bad about Dr. Jackie. And now she done added Quad to that. She didn't say anything bad about Quad. And she could have easily said something in this Quad King situation because hell, everybody talking about it, but she didn't. So I'm gonna give her props on finally figuring it out and protecting her real friendships. Now, the other thing they talked about was how Dr. Simone be looking up people's information. Let me say this. I kind of feel two ways about that because a part of me don't care. Like, a part of me really doesn't care about, because I feel like all of y'all have to a certain extent. All of y'all to a certain extent have fact checked each other. Like, y'all did it to Toya about her houses. Y'all was always figuring out Toya's house situation, whether she was paying too much, not paying a lot, how much did she put down, what the interest rate was, did she make a dumb decision, did she make a smart decision? Like, I feel like y'all have turned Toya inside out, upside down. So, in all reality, I don't see the issue if Dr. Simone decided to look up whether King really owned that car or not, whether that Rolls Royce was really in Quad's name or was it in King's company's name and she was just borrowing it. Like, I don't see the big issue, if I'm being honest. I mean, maybe it's me. You know, they said that Simone looked up whether how much Dr. Heavenly's house was worth. But didn't y'all look up when Simone bought the second house when she wanted to get away from her kids and her husband? Didn't y'all make a big deal about that and get into her finances about paying 2 mortgages and all that stuff? Like, I just don't see. I mean, again, would I want somebody to look up my stuff? I mean, probably not, but people do. People do it all the time. Dr. Heavenly said on Carlos King that Simone looked up Contessa's building and said that Contessa lied about owning the building, that it's not really her building, and then come to find out she had the wrong address. Now, Simone, if you're gonna look up people information, you need to get the shit right. You need to get the shit right, Simone. If you was gonna look up somebody's information, you need to get the shit right. But I feel like they have all looked up each other's information. But okay, whatever. Quad say that Toya begged, borrowed, and stole to get into that house. Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like we all, I mean, when I say we, I mean, on these shows, I mean, I don't think in our everyday life we look up our friends' information, but on these shows, they do that shit to each other all the time. So I didn't see what the big deal was. Didn't Lisa Nicole do a background check on Quad? What about the lesbian relationship with Mariah? Yeah, I didn't see what the big deal was, but I mean, okay, they need a storyline, I guess. So moving right along. While this was going on, King was over at the house. Was at the barbershop with the fellas, basically saying he's tapped out. I mean, he said it in a nice way. He said it, with the fellas, but he basically was like, "Look, I am neglecting everything else for somebody else's dream, and I didn't sign up for this, and I just don't think I think I'm kind of tapped out of this." He said that this was supposed to be one trip to Ghana, and now they've been to Ghana like 6 or 7 times. He talked about the strain on, his business. He said he's neglecting his daughter because of all of this. And yes, he wants Quad to have her dream, and yes, he supports Quad having her dream. But the flip side is, at what cost to what he has going on? And I'm gonna be honest. Listen, anybody who's been through a fertilization path, it's a lot. It's a lot on you, spiritually, mentally. It's a lot on you physically, your body. Y'all can see Quad talking about her picking up weight and stuff, and it's definitely very expensive. I don't care how rich you are. I don't care how great insurance you have. It is expensive. And now you're adding in the added expense of flying to fucking Africa every time. Like, you're adding another $10,000 off the top just to get to the hospital. By the time you get 2 business class tickets to Nigeria, because they ain't flying coach. By the time you get 2 business class tickets to Nigeria and a nice hotel for a week, you done spent $10,000 easy. And that's a low estimation. That doesn't add the amount that the fertilization costs and all the medicines and everything else. It is a lot. And I don't know King on a personal basis to say whether he's a good guy or a bad guy, but I just think that that's a lot. And I don't think he's wrong to say, listen, we need to talk about this. Right, probably first class. I'm sorry, Ghana. I said Nigeria, I mean Ghana. Right, I was saying business class, but you're right. They was probably in first class. It is a lot. I have friends who have gone through the in vitro process, and it's just a lot. Like I said, it's a lot when you mentally, when you go through the whole thing and it doesn't work. It's a lot on you physically, on your body. You shooting your body up. You're taking all these supplements. You're taking all these pills. You're taking all of these things. Not to mention we gotta have sex. We gotta have sex. We gotta have sex. We gotta have. I mean, it's a lot. Well, Lauren, he did. In last week's episode, he did talk to Quad. He did. To be fair, now I know sometimes they show us these scenes out of order, but to be fair, on last week's episode, he did talk to Quad. And then on this week's episode, we see at the end of this episode, he's talking to Quad again. So to be fair, I feel like he is having the conversation with Quad. But I also think he's torn between not wanting to break Quad's heart, because I think he does clearly love her and he wants this for her. So it is a tightrope. It is a tightrope, of I love her and I want this for her and I'm fully on board with having a baby with her. However, fast forward 7 trips to Ghana later, that is a lot on anybody, And I think that the blogs and stuff are beating up on King, but I think there's another side to it. I do. I think there's another side to it. Mimi and her husband and their son. Let me say this. Let me say this. I I stand by what I said, that I'm glad that they are showing us their life, their real life with their son who is on the spectrum, who has challenging behavior. I love that they're showing us this. I love that we're getting a glimpse into this to understand that even two successful people with money and resources and all of the things still struggle on a day-to-day basis with that. I love it. However, I don't want to feel like you are using his disability as your storyline, as a, what's the word I'm looking for? As an antidote. I don't know if that's the right, I don't know how to quite say it. It is real. Let's be clear. It's real. What they're struggling with their son is real. And again, I'm glad they're showing us, because I think a lot of times, just like with the Funky Dineva thing, I think a lot of times we reduce children who have special needs. I think we reduce them to either one or two categories. Either A, we reduce it to all they need is a good whooping. They just bad because you don't understand the neurodivergent child, or two, or B, we reduce it to these parents just don't know what they're doing, and they just need to struggle. And I love the fact that we're seeing two parents who have all the resources in the world and all of the financial resources still struggling and dealing with it, because it is real. And I'm not in any way suggesting that it's not a real struggle. By no means am I suggesting that this is not a real struggle. Absolutely 120%, I believe this is a real struggle. I just want to be very clear. But what I'm saying is, I don't want it to be reduced to, I don't know the words I'm looking for, y'all, because I don't want to sound insensitive, and I'm glad that they're sharing this with us, because I think people always want to just see kids as perfect. And what I mean by perfect, I'm not suggesting he's imperfect, but I'm saying these perfect straight A kids don't have any problems, don't give us any issues. That's why I do wish that, and I understand that people like to keep family private, but that's why with things like what Dr. Heavenly's going through with her son, I really wish that they would be open and share what happened. You know what I mean? Like what, and I mean, I know legally they can't really get into all of the details, but what happened? Because the reality is, you can do all the right things by your children, and bad shit sometimes just happens. Bad decisions are made. Sometimes it's just a bad night where he made a bad decision. Sometimes it's some ongoing bad shit, right? And so, let me see. You don't want their real life situation to be reduced to a story. Maybe that's what it is. Thank you, Be Cutie. And somebody else said, I don't want it to be a crutch. Maybe that's what it is, you guys. Because again, I really, truly, as someone who deals with children with special needs all the time, and I have had students who are on the spectrum and all of those things, I think it's important that we see it. I just feel like this is the third episode now where we're talking about her son and his behavior challenges. Y'all know what I'm saying? And but I will say this. I love the fact that hubby came home and said, I got this. Hubby said, I got it. You go relax. You go do what you need to do. Go run you a bath. Go kick your feet up. You've been with him for a couple of hours. He's not having a good day. He's having a bad day. I got it. You go and handle it. And then when he knocked over the lamp and she was getting ready to get all upset, he said, don't worry about it. We got it. I got the lamp. Don't worry about it. I got it. I love that we're seeing that. I love that they're a team. I love that they're working together. Does that mean that all days are like that. No, I'm sure there are days where he's pissed off at her or she's pissed off at him or the son. I get it. And I think that's real, right? But I love that they're showing us how they are working through it and how they have figured out a way to make it work. Even to the point where they sent the daughter to go be with grandma for a week because they said, look, she should still be able to have days and her own time where she doesn't always have to deal with his behavior and however that behavior affects her. I love that they are even cognizant of that and that they have a village. I love that they have a village that they can send the daughter to grandma's house for a week where she can be with grandma and make cookies and do all the things that she should be able to do. I just think that I don't know if we're giving them enough credit for this, but I just don't want it to be reduced to that. I don't know. My words are escaping me. Y'all are helping me, and I appreciate it. But my words are just kind of just escaping me. But I'm with it. You know what I mean? My son has ADHD, and it's very easy to get overstimulated as a parent. It is. It is. And listen, I have ADHD. Listen, I got this one student. Oh my God. Baby, thinking about that child is wearing me out. Like just the thought of that child is wearing me out. I have a child that's ADHD, and he truly cannot sit still. He can't help himself. I mean, and I do everything in my power to give him all the things, but he cannot sit still. He is also struggling with identity. He's part of the Lebitiqua family. So he is struggling with his identity with that as well. And it is a lot. He wears me out. Thinking about him right now is wearing me out. Thinking about him right now is wearing me out. But anyway, but I appreciate it. Again, I don't want anybody to take that as I'm not appreciating that they're sharing, because I appreciate that they're sharing. I do. I really, 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 really am. Anyway. He needs a physical outlet. You talk about my student? Well, my student is in our performing arts program. He's a dance major. So, I mean, he dancing every damn day. But the problem is he wants to dance in class. He wants to twerk in class. He wants to get up and dance in class. He wants to walk around. He wants to talk to his friends. I got some Rubik's cubes and some stress balls, and that helps for a little while. That does help for a little while until he wants to start throwing the ball across the room. I'll be like, I need you to sit down. Give me the ball and sit down, because now you're doing too much. But anyway, yeah, bless his heart. Absolutely, bless his heart, because woo, Jesus. Anyway, moving right along. ADHD kids are stubborn, but yeah, he's stubborn as hell now. Oh, Jesus. But anyway. All right, so the next scene we see Dr. Heavenly. And listen, remember a couple of episodes ago when Dr. Heavenly said something about her brother, and Toya was like, what? So she just invented a brother? She just invented a brother now? Well, come to find out, she didn't invent a brother. Dr. Heavenly, daddy was a Rolling Stone. Now, the only thing I'm going to say to you, Dr. Heavenly, is it does not sound like you actually went and got a DNA test. However, I do believe that Dr. Heavenly is smart enough that I think she did. I think Dr. Heavenly has more information than what she shared with us about her brother. I think that she filmed the scene. I think she filmed the scene to show us that she has a brother, to let us know about, that he reached out to her and that they have a lot of stories in common, and she knows things about her dad and her dad's family that made her comfortable enough to believe that he was her brother. But I also believe, and she, again, may not share this on the show, but I also believe that she got a test. I don't believe that Dr. Heavenly would just let somebody pop up and be like, hey, sis. I think they did do a DNA test, or are 100% planning to do a DNA test. That's my opinion. I want to know why she can't get Cheryl to film because Cheryl don't like her. I mean, her and her sister don't get along. I mean, they don't speak. They don't have a good relationship. They don't speak. So remember, her sister did film. Remember, they were going to therapy and they did film a scene where they were supposed to be going to therapy, but they just don't fuck with each other. And now that her mom is gone, they don't have a bond. They don't have a connection. The mom and the dad the mom and the dad are gone. They don't have a connection and they just don't like each other. They don't. It's that childhood shit. They've never been close. I mean, she's talked about that. She said she didn't get a DNA test. She said she has other siblings. He's wealthy too. Well, I wasn't even thinking about financially. I was just thinking from the point of view of, if you pop up on me at 50 years old talking about, hey, sis, I mean, I need some proof. I'm sorry, not sorry. I need some proof. And I don't blame Heavenly for taking him in and wanting to build a relationship with him. I respect that. I 100% respect that. Look, you can't be responsible for what your daddy did or didn't. I mean, he's not responsible for what your dad did or didn't do. But, you know, I like the fact that she opened up and that she's open to it. I like it. I love it. I love the fact that she's opened up to him and that they're building family bonds. Because again, it's not her fault. I mean, it's not his fault, you know. Her nephew is also a dentist and he went to Meharry. Look at that. Look at that. They don't speak, but she lives in one of Dr. Heavenly's properties, according to Dr. Heavenly. Yeah, I think Dr. Heavenly will take care of her sister to her dying day. They just don't fuck with each other. I mean, it just is what it is. She said that he came to her dad's funeral. Y'all must have been on Patreon. Y'all giving me all the tea. She said that her brother came to her dad's funeral, but her sister put him out. So then the sister knew. So this is not a new. So this ain't like he just came out of nowhere. This ain't new. Okay. Is it true that Damon? Oh, I don't know nothing about that. Katrina, I don't know nothing about none of that. Okay. I don't know about none of that. I don't know. Okay, so it sounds like this isn't new information then. Yeah. All right. Thank y'all for telling me, because y'all know I ain't on Patreon, child. I ain't on Carlos's Patreon, so whatever they say over there, if it don't leak out or Carlos don't put it out as a clip, I don't know nothing about it. But that's good to know. That's good to know. So then we have this conversation with Simone and with Cecil, and here's where I'm upset with Simone. And again, I understand that this was an edited. Oh, her sister's on TikTok. Send me her information, DB. I would be curious to follow her on TikTok. This is where I get frustrated with Dr. Simone. Because, and again, I know this was an edited conversation, so the conversation more was probably said. We're only getting certain parts. But this is what I'm going to say. I get frustrated because when you're in an argument and you start arguing in absolutes, you lose your point and you lose the advantage. Simone, you had 100% advantage in that conversation, but you went too far left and you lost your argument. When you said nobody has ever done anything to support me and make my life easier, now you've lost your argument, because that's not true. That's not true, Simone. To say nobody, meaning him, you were talking about Cecil, has ever done anything to make my life easier, you've lost the argument, because that's not true. And that's not a fair statement. Had you said, I don't feel like we present a united front in front of the boys, and I feel abandoned when you do that to me, that is a different conversation. Now Cecil has to argue that specific part. But to say no one has ever done anything to make my life easier, that's not true. Cecil was the dad while you were on call, and delivering babies all day and all night. When you were in the thick of your career, now you've slowed down now, but when you were in the thick of your career and before you had your practice and you were at the beck and call of the hospital and all those different things, baby, he was there holding it down. He was there holding it down. So to say he's never done anything to make your life easier, that's not fair. And it's not true. But if you were to say, Cecil, I am upset with you right now because I feel like you do not have my back. And we are not presenting a united front when it comes to the boys. Ding, 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 ding. Now you got an argument. So what did Cecil do? He did exactly what I would have done. He said, look, that's not fair. You said I have never done anything to help make your life easier. That's not fair. So now you've given him an argument because you're right. Cecil, you're right. It's not fair and it's not true. And then somewhere along the way, y'all got the laughing and joking and y'all was over it. And again, I don't want to see you in constant conflict, but I want to see a resolution. It doesn't look like anything was resolved. You know? So now, Simone, you right back where you started because it doesn't look like anything was resolved in that conversation. I was just going to tell y'all the truth. Don't be surprised to see Simone file for divorce. Just don't be surprised to see it happen. Because I just think that Simone is over it. I think she's done. And I don't know. And I understand we're only getting a snippet of their real life. I accept that. But I just think Simone's done, y'all. That's my opinion. I could be wrong. But that's what I think. Right. R&D agrees with me. I just think Simone is done. The kids are grown. She's just ready to be single. DB said, I think Simone likes being in conflict low key. I don't know if Simone likes being in conflict as much as I think Simone I don't know. Child, maybe she do. Shit, I don't even know. I thought she had already. No, she hadn't filed for divorce. Not that I know of. If it did, I don't know nothing about it. I think Simone wants a hot girl summer. Ooh. I mean, Yvette, you might know something I don't know. I haven't heard about her filing for divorce. So, I mean, you might know something I don't know. All right, so let's get to this last event. First of all, let me say this. I love, 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 love this event, and I hope they do it every year. I think this family reunion event was great. I loved it. I really, truly loved it. I love that we got a chance to see everybody and their families. We got a chance to meet families that we normally don't meet. We got a chance to meet, aunties and uncles and cousins and mamas and daddies, people that we do not always see. And I love that. I really thought that was a great thing for us to see. I love the macaroni cook-off idea. I thought that was cute. And let's be clear, I'm not even mad that Toya cheated. I'm not. Because, look, it was all in fun. Toya ass was walking around there cheating, trying to get votes for her son. And then when everybody tried to call Toya out for cheating, she said, you're going to tell my 14-year-old son that he didn't win. And then she used the sympathy. I thought it was cute. I mean, I could be mad at Toya about a lot of stuff, but that didn't make me mad. It was silly. It was fun. It was all in good fun. And it was what it was. I love the fact that their son does cook. We see him cooking all the time. It looks like he enjoys cooking. that baby was making him a roux. Okay. They said, what you doing? He said, I'm making a roux for my macaroni and cheese. I said, I know that's right. Baby, that baby was making a roux for his macaroni and cheese. Do you hear me? I loved it. Okay. I really, really loved it. And again, I ain't mad at Toya. I could be mad at Toya about a lot of stuff, but I ain't mad at her about that. Now, Dr. Heavenly, girl, who put you in that outfit? I'm not mad at the cutoff shirt. Girl, you paid a lot of money for that body. I'm not mad at you. So I'm not mad at the cutoff shirt, girl. I thought the top part looked cute. It was the bottom part that I have. Who told you? Were y'all supposed to go swimming? Girl, why you had them bottoms on with them see-through pants with the what the hell was that outfit? Who told you to put that on? And again, I ain't mad at the cutoff shirt. Don't care nothing about the cutoff shirt, okay? I thought it looked cute. I'm talking about that bottom part. Because I kept waiting. I said, are they going to play some water games or something? She made her outfit. She was asking herself the same thing. I mean, because even her daughter showed up and was like, Mama, what you got on? Now, this is what I'm going to say. Now, Toya, I wasn't mad at you about cheating for your son. But here's what I was mad at you about. If Dr. Heavenly had smacked the shit out of you, I wouldn't have had no problems with it. You get there, and the first thing out your mouth is, so your other son's not coming? So we having a family reunion, but your whole family's not going to be here? If Dr. Heavenly had smacked the shit out of you when you said that, I wouldn't have felt no ways tired. Because, Toya, you know what's going on with Heavenly and her son. You know what what Heavenly is going through with her son. And you know why her son wasn't there. She done already told y'all that her son ain't even speaking to her right now. She done told y'all that her son packed his shit, left the house, and she ain't seen him. That outside of text messaging him from time to time, she don't talk to that boy, young man. And the first thing out your mouth is to poke at her about the fact that her son is not there. I thought that was fucked up. And that goes back to what I was saying in the beginning of this episode, when the other ladies want to act like Toya ain't said shit to Dr. Heavenly, and she has. Katrina, this is what I'm going to say about that. And Katrina said, Dr. Heavenly has dragged on Toya for the longest time, so I said fair game. Listen, this is what I'm going to say about this. You're right. Right? I'm not saying Dr. Heavenly is innocent. I'm not saying that, y'all. But what I am saying is we're not going to act like in this situation, I can't go back to 12 years of Ready to Medicine. I mean, I said Ready to Medicine, Lord. Married to Medicine and go back and forth between who said what, how often it was said. We know Heavenly's mouth is reckless and Heavenly has said some fucked up shit. Full stop. Full stop. However, comma, in this situation, right now, Toya, you are contributing to the situation. Let me say that. Toya's testing the F out of Heavenly. You said at Toya's lowest, too. I guess you said something. Hold on. You must have said something earlier. While watching this season, I kept asking myself, what did I miss last season? Why Toya has been coming for Heavenly extra hard? Yep, in this situation, if I were Toya, Heavenly would have said the same thing. They both have said out-of-pocket things to each other. That's what I think. I think they've both said some out-of-pocket shit to each other. Now, what did somebody just say? Because I want to respond to it. think it's any one thing that happened last season. I think that Toya is just finally enjoying the fact that Heavenly has some real family shit going on, and Heavenly has to talk about it. Honestly, I think that's what it is. I really think that she is just taking glee and Dr. Heavenly going through some shit and she not being able to hide it, that she has to be honest about it and put it out here on Front Street. And to be fair, I don't blame her for that, because we all know that Heavenly has gotten away for years about not talking about her real life. And here's what we know. We know that Heavenly has had some real shit going on that she's gotten away with not talking about it. So I understand where Toya is coming from. Let's be clear. I understand Toya and where she's coming from. I really do. But that don't change what I said, that I'd smacked out of her. Now, in the second instance of Toya gonna get the smacked out of her, girl, why are you over there in Angel's business? Angel showed up with a man. Now, yes, Angel told Josh she was looking for a man, but Angel showed up with a man. Now, he going around telling everybody that they dating. Angel said he her friend. He said, I'm her man. We trying to figure it out. They said, well, Angel, how long have you known him? He said, we've known each other for 10 years. We've been off and on. So clearly, this is somebody she pulled out her back pocket. This is somebody that she used to date, and maybe they trying to figure out if they're going to date again. Maybe they've been dating off and on. Maybe he been a friend waiting in the wings, and she finally pulled him out and said, well, let's try and see if we can make something happen. Either way it goes, what in the hell was that, Toya? Why would you walk over to that man and tell that man that she wants you to hook her up with one of your husband's doctor friends? What kind of shit is that? That's where Angel should have took your ass to the bathroom and smacked the shit out of you. Because why would you do that, Toya? And if Angel don't fuck with you for the rest of this season, I don't blame her. Because that was some real crazy left hand out of nowhere type shit. Girl, why would you do that? Right, that was some old, right, Cindy, that was some old spin the block shit. Clearly, he's somebody she just brought to the thing to bring a man to the thing. And ask how was she in bed. Right, Toya, what is wrong with you? It was funny, but it was, I mean, listen, from a television show perspective, she made a good scene, right? But from a sister girl perspective, girl, what? Toya don't like nurses. I don't know why. I heard her have a little jealousy streak. I believe it was the first time we saw her. She didn't like nurses. She's threatened. Yeah, she always worried about a nurse coming along and taking her man. And she should, because Eugene is a good man. That's a good man, Savannah. That's a good man, Savannah. Toya ass was drunk and need to leave that tequila alone. Excuse me. Overall, y'all, it looked like a good time. They was partying, they was dancing, they was playing dominoes, they was playing spades. The families were getting to know each other. The families was talking to each other. The kids was playing hula hoop and shit. It was a great moment. I loved it. And outside of Toya and her messy ass, it was a good day. We didn't have no arguing. We didn't have no bickering. Even, like I said, even the macaroni and cheese thing, it was all in good fun. It was cute. Wasn't nobody winning no money. It wasn't no $1 million prize on the table. It was just a cute, macaroni and cheese cook-off situation. I thought it was cute, and I thought it was a great scene, and I loved it. I truly, truly loved it. That's real talk. Hold on a second, bro. Second. Contessa wasn't there. Her daughter is in a pageant. So shouts out and good luck to her daughter. Her daughter, I guess, is doing pageants now. So good for her. Good for her. Then we have the scene with Quad and King. And I'm back to where this episode started, where I said that I am heartbroken for Quad. I'm sure that it is hard for Quad to watch this back and have to see these scenes. I don't know where Quad and King are today. I don't know if they're together. I mean, I can't say when the last time I've seen him on her Instagram. We know she was partying in Ghana over the holiday break. Her and Yandy and some of their other friends, and they was hanging out with my boy from Young African and Young Famous and African. Oh shit, damn it, Xavier, you know who I'm talking about. But they were all hanging out over the holiday break. So I don't know where her and King are these days. But in this last scene, and I feel like it's going to carry over to next episode because it sort of ended. Swanky, thank you. Swanky Jerry, thank you. They were all hanging out over the holiday. But I will say this. I feel like King is trying to talk to her and not break her heart. It's a hard conversation, y'all. I mean, I'm not going to blame King for sort of having a soft conversation with her because it's a hard thing to tell somebody. And I heard she removed him from her IG. Well, hold on. Let's see. Let's go over to Quiet IG, y'all. Let's see. Let's do a little recognizance. Let's do a little recognizance. Let's go to Instagram. Let's see. All right, let's see. Quiet. Because you know she can't say nothing if until after the season, child. Well, she still got this pinned. Oh, wait a minute. No, this is hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm on the wrong thing. She don't have nothing pinned. But hold on, this is interesting. Let's see. How long ago is this? This from December the 2nd. Okay, let's go to Quiet. Sorry, y'all. I wasn't looking at Quiet. Okay, let's look. Let's scroll back. Okay, we scrolling. Okay, let's scroll. We scrolling. Who's this? No, that ain't King. Okay, we scrolling. Okay, we scrolling. Okay, we still scrolling. We scrolling some more. We still scrolling. Okay, we scrolling. Y'all, we still scrolling. Yeah, I don't think her and King together no more. Cause we still scrolling. And we still scrolling. Baby, I'm at Halloween. Let me see something. Let me see. Baby, I'm in Halloween and I still don't see that man on her Instagram. I done went all the way to Halloween, y'all, and I still don't see that man on her Instagram. Yeah, I don't think they together no more, y'all. I don't think they together no more. I think King is gone. Baby, I'm in August and I don't see that man. Baby, I done scrolled down to August and I do not see that man. Baby, we in July. Now I just want to see how far back I gotta scroll. Yeah, I think King is gone, y'all. I think King is gone. Baby, I done went back to April of last year. King gone, y'all. King is gone. He is not on her Instagram. He is not there. Y'all wonder if she still got the Rose voice, though. Do we have King's Instagram? I don't know that man's Instagram. And I'm sure if I put in King, it ain't going to pop up. I don't know what that man's Instagram is. Yeah, there's a lot of kings on Instagram. Listen, I'm not surprised that they're not together. Um, he looked like, I told y'all all along, he looked like he was over it. He looked like he was over it. She is on his page still, but they still follow each other. Okay. Do I think that Dr. G is sitting back laughing at Quad? No, I don't. I think they made way too much of that Quad Dr. G situation. I mean, I honestly don't. Yeah, I don't think so. Oh, his K King 8410. Well, y'all already told me she ain't on there, so. Yeah, Quad didn't really speak. Quad really didn't give Sweet Tea a hard time in the grand scheme of things. It really was mostly her and Heavenly getting into it. They were together during Christmas at a house party, but they ain't on each other's Instagram. So maybe they still friendly. Maybe they still cool and friendly. I don't know. You think it was a scheme set up by Quad? That's what you think? I think they were really together. I don't think it was a fake relationship, but I think that it was amplified by the scenario last season with Dr. G and Sweet Tea. I do think there was extra oomph put on it for those purposes, but I believe they were really a couple though. I believe they were really together. But anyway, y'all, overall, I thought it was a really good episode. I loved it. I thought we got some really great scenes. I really am enjoying this fresh energy we're getting. I'm loving what we're getting from Angel, Brandy. We haven't seen a lot from Brandy, but when we do see her, I love it. I love that she's real. No, Sweet Tea's not pregnant yet either. I love that we've got some good stuff, some real stuff going on. I love seeing Dr. Mimi, more of her this season. So I love the fresh energy. Again, I told you guys, I've been telling y'all probably for about 2 years that this is what I think Married to Medicine needed. They needed some fresh energy, but I also think they need to reduce some other people. Jackie pretty much is reduced. I mean, we don't hardly see Jackie. I mean, she doesn't have a storyline. We only see her at group events and we see her looking at patients. That's pretty much it. So she kind of, without making her a friend of, she kind of already is. Simone is giving us this struggle storyline with Cecil and them boys, and yeah, I'm whatever. So I think it's good. We'll see what happens this week. And with that being said, y'all, we about to get out of here. Something I was gonna tell y'all before I got off of here, and I don't remember what it was now. Programming note, probably won't get traders tomorrow night because the episodes don't drop till like 9. I gotta watch the episode, so probably get traders over the weekend. I don't know what else to say. But with that being said, I feel like it was something I was gonna say to y'all and I don't remember now. So that's why I'm kind of like, because it's something I felt like I wanted to say. I guess I'll remember it. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all go over to Scotty's channel and check out his video. He's interviewing Keisha Cole's brother. So y'all go check that out. And T came home from the hospital today and he did a live. So y'all go check that out, please. And I'll talk to y'all later. Mwah, peace.